Okay, so we've done quite a few videos, 2 weeks worth of uploads now, and I thought that we should do a get to know us video, or at least us, not the kids, but us, because
Yeah, we're trying to keep people in the channel, not run them off. It's
sacred lane. Okay, so first question is, what are our names? Which is Zach.
Oh, you want my government name?
Fine.
Zach Stone.
And I'm Kayla. We won't get into last names right now.
So I'm just Zach.
And how old are we?
Old enough to know better and still too young to care.
Let's go with that. Sounds great.
42 glorious years old. As I was pointed out that I have a very lovely white hair right here earlier by my bride-to-be. Yeah.
He does. Turn into Santa Claus.
And it's not the only one. It's just that one caught her attention, and we had to full-on stop so she could take a photo of it.
I will insert the picture if y'all want to see.
One of many, trust me. It's not the only one.
How many kids do we have?
Depends on how we count them.
That makes it sound like we have like 10 kids. We don't.
Well, I mean, technically we have to say 3. 2 girls and a boy. But one of the girls she's adult age, so she's our kid, but not a kid. And then if you count that sometimes I'm a big kid, the number varies.
So 2 girls and a boy. Sometimes 2 girls and 2 boys. All right. So, what's our favorite TV show these days? That's not in our bedtime routine.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going through right now.
Yeah, that's what we're watching right now. Big Bang Theory.
Her lullaby is NCIS.
Have to go to sleep to it.
The dulcet tones of Leroy Jethro Gibbs.
Okay, what's our favorite hobbies?
Ours, yours, mine, or ours?
Okay, what is your favorite hobby right now, at the moment? What is your favorite hobby?
Well, first thing that pops in my mind is hunting. That's my favorite hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
I have too many.
Well, what popped to mind when you said favorite hobby, though?
Reading right now, I guess.
Or
listening to audiobooks, one of the two.
Yeah, that's fair.
What was the last movie we watched together?
First one that pops to mind was Waterworld, but I think we might have watched something since then.
Well, we started watching the first Avengers movie, but that was with Vance, if that counts.
I think
but we
those
didn't
are just
finish
kind
it.
of gap fill movies.
Yeah.
Though, we didn't intend to finish it.
Yeah.
Waterworld, you literally made me wait a week and a half, because it was like, oh look, it's Waterworld.
I did, and then we watched it when we had the flu, and I fell asleep at the last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I finish a lot of movies by myself.
He tends to start them at inappropriate times.
That's not at all accurate. With you, there is no appropriate time. It could be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, I'm so sleepy.
Get me sitting still for a period of time. I'm gonna.
You're like a toddler. I know you'll fall asleep. It's okay. I love you.
I love you too. All right. What's your favorite midnight snack?
Again, that's a tough one.
Side note, he gets home at around 11:30ish when he's working. So he always comes home and gets a snack. Because that's his dinner.
Yeah, it's like supper time for me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite snack?
consistently, I would, I'm a salty dog. It's pickles. I mean, there's other odds and ends, but it's easy to say pickles, and at any given time, that's, I may be crunching on the snackums.
I feel that. I'm not awake.
What's your favorite late night snack?
Late night snack? That's before midnight. Something chocolate. Right now I have a box of Cosmic Brownies.
Yeah, I was about to say that if she didn't admit it.
I've got them hidden. Well, it's not really hidden anymore. I used to have them hidden, but now I have them hid in convenient spots.
Like a squirrel storing food for the winter. You open a drawer and you're like, what's that Cosmic Brownie doing in here?
True story.
Literally happened to me within the last week or two. I opened a drawer and I didn't put that in there.
What?
Busted.
Emergencies.
Right.
Emergencies. Okay. What is your idea of a perfect day?
Probably say November, sunny, light breeze. The day after storms roll through, the temperature's a crisp 45 to 50 degrees. I'm armed with a rifle, donned in camouflage and orange. How about you, Mama?
Get out.
I had a different answer because I made her tell me at least like two of these questions, but
Smarty pants.
so what's your perfect day?
Definitely warm and sunny. I'm not a cold person. Warm and sunny. I have to be able to wear shorts. But not too sunny that the mosquitoes are out because they're horrible down here. And I get eaten. All the time.
Pterodactyl skeeters.
Yes. Yes.
Carry off small dogs in lower Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
Speaking of dogs, how many pets do we have?
Again, do we count Vance as a pet some days?
No, we don't count Vance as a pet.
Oh, okay. Well, then technically one.
And how many pets are we gonna have?
One.
He's lying.
They're farm animals, not pets.
They're pets. They're my pets.
As long as we can eat your pets.
No. No, they will all have names. They will all be pets.
I've named deer before, but I still ate them.
I'm so over you.
Remember, you wanted to do this. I said I would participate.
Shut up.
But you're getting my variety of participation.
Shut up. When are we getting married?
Oh, common question. I did that just for that look on her face. So October 11th is looking like the day. But I still like to give her grief and say maybe or
It is the day. It is the only day. Okay, I want to get married in fall. He wants to get married before deer season. We also have to struggle with getting married on the weekends that he's off, which the only day is October 11th.
That's not entirely accurate. That's just like...
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the best date that works for that time frame.
The next weekend you're off, deer season starts.
Yeah, that ain't happening now.
Exactly. So we can only do October 11th.
I mean, it's that or 2026.
Nope. Mm-mm. We're not waiting that long. Love you. Sorry. Yeah.
I feel like that was a trap, by the way.
I need it documented that you totally agreed on October 11th.
If you'll roll the footage back, you'll merely note that I stated we were considering October 11th.
It is October 11th. Don't listen to him. What is the best thing about where we live right now? Not this house in South Arkansas.
Okay, then be even more specific because there was something that popped in mind when you said that. But what do you mean living where we live? What you
Like, what
mean?
is the best thing about being down here in South Arkansas?
Oh, um,
Or what do you think is the best thing about being in South Arkansas?
I'd say the mild winters. Yet we, had ice apocalypse, a few weeks ago, and then that was followed by temperatures in the 80s, and then we went back into a freezing spell, and then tomorrow we're supposed to be back into the 70s. So yeah, it's not going to be the mild winters. For me personally, it's I grew up in Arkansas hunting and fishing, and here in southern Arkansas, we don't have major expanses of cities, or anything like crazy like that, where we 5 miles out of town and you're in the woods, and or you can be on the water somewhere pretty easy. So for me, I'd say it's because it's kind of that sportsman's appeal. How about you, man? What do you like about L.A. Lower Arkansas?
Lower Arkansas. um, Honestly, I really like that we're really close to family. Like,
She's making me feel bad about my answer.
you're
That's a
not.
guilt trip.
No, 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 no.
Me, I'm the selfish one. I'm like, oh, I go hunting or fishing anytime.
Well, I mean, you're right though. Like, we can do that and stuff. Like, it is very accessible, especially when where we will be moving to.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be even more accessible. But I like that also because of where we're moving to. The kids can pretty much walk to my parents' house, and I don't know. I grew up having all of our family really close and having family gatherings literally all the time, and I can't wait for the kids to just go walk down the road and check out and see what Mama Ann is doing, or Pops.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, follow up. Where do you think we'll be in 5 years? Where do you think life will lead us in 5 years?
For me personally, or us as a family?
Let's go us as a family.
Well, I mean, lots going to happen in 5 years, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, you guys have been along for the ride of, we've got a big move coming. Um, there's going to be so much to do with the new property, which, that's going to play a part for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
New house, new property. I mean, it's going to open up a lot of doors for opportunities for the kids to have more room to, do things they want to do. It's going to have more room for us to do things we want to do. Thinking about, what I like to impart, part of the things that I did growing up, they're going to have the opportunity to do. I get to teach
Mm-hmm.
them a lot of skills, a lot of life skills, things that they need to know. And, if we really reach out to that 5 year mark, Lila's 10th grader now. So 11, 12. So just in a couple years, she'll be on the verge of graduating high school. So that means there'll be a college change for her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, Vance has got a lot of growing to do.
But he'll be a teenager by then.
Jeez. Blech.
Stop.
Was a teenage boy once. I know how that goes.
Yeah,
He's going to stink.
that's your problem.
That pheromonal teenage boy smell, and you have to convince them that they need to shower like twice a day. Yeah. Have to introduce them to deodorant.
I just feel like we need to introduce him out of that, but
Yeah.
that's on a different.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 5 years is a long time. I mean, tell me what you're thinking about it. I mean, a lot's going to happen in the next 5 years.
I don't know, because I grew up military for the first part of my life, and second part of my life, I don't know, we've never stayed in one place more than a couple of years. So it'll be interesting to actually be grounded at one place and it actually be ours and not like renting it or anything like that. So, I mean, I hope we have a lot of animals, a lot of farm animals and chickens and dogs and goats and horses.
5
Cows.
years, I'll be working 3 jobs to pay for farm animals. So I'll disappear from the channel. Just know I'm still alive.
Get out. Speaking of, what do we do for a living?
Well, I stab people for a living. It's fun. They even thank me for it sometimes.
What is your government job
Description.
occupation?
I'm an ER nurse. It just sells so much better when you tell my friends, what are you doing these days? I stab people for a living. They're like, oh, I get that.
I cannot with you. I cannot.
So what are you doing these days?
Oh, playing with puppies all day long.
Okay, what's your official government job career title?
I'm a dog groomer. Yeah. From home.
I don't know. I feel like you should go more with like pet stylist. It's a little more flashy,
I have been called that before, but that was not a very good place to be at.
Oh, well.
Yeah, remember?
My bad.
Well, awkward.
Folks at Subway want to be known as a sandwich artist. I'm just saying, anybody can have a pretty title.
That's true. That's true. I make dogs look pretty.
Definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
Should check out the Facebook page.
That's true.
Pepper's Pampered Pets.
There you go.
Maybe she'll put a link somewhere down here or something. I don't know. We're new to this, so I don't know if we even can do that yet or not.
I can do that.
Check it out.
Okay, next question. Where did we meet and how did we meet?
It was a chance meeting. So I'd been working here in the Magnolia ER for, I don't know, a month or so, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
And you were actually working in administration.
Mm-hmm.
And they need somebody to cover the ER clerk's desk for a short period of time for lunch break for somebody. And that's when she met yours truly. Sold you on my brand of humor.
You did.
Yeah.
He even made me change jobs and be an ER clerk. And we worked the same shift until, I decided to quit and go a different direction.
Let's say that for what it really is. She was unhappy in the position she was in. I encouraged her to find something that she enjoyed. And through that, she said she really enjoyed grooming. And I said, hey, life's too short to be in a job that sucks. You shouldn't have to hate coming to your place of employment. And she started looking. And
yeah. And it wasn't really even the job. It was the people I worked for.
Often that's the case.
Yeah.
It's not your coworkers, it's not your clients or customers or patients, whatever you want to call them. Administration can be difficult, and if you can't trust your managers or your administrators or things like that, it can make a work environment just something you don't want to be a part of.
Sorry.
And when things like that happen, like I said, I told her, I was like, look, find something that makes you happy. And like I said, after a few months, Pepper's Pampered Pets became a thing. And, I'm pretty sure there were times that you had doubts, a lot of doubts.
Oh, I had a lot of doubts.
and that in itself, it takes time. And I knew that going in. I don't think she fully understood. It's going to be grindy at first. It's going to be slow. It's going to take time with a business like that.
Also, I've never had anybody actually push me to do something like that either, though.
Well, I wouldn't say I necessarily had to push you. I mean, I gave you the room to grow and
Yeah.
a little encouragement. And, I mean, that's one thing about her. Let me tell you, folks, she's driven. She's one of those. She A has a hard time saying no, and B, she really has drive, wants to be successful, and she's done a great job of that, and posted some great numbers. Went from in the beginning, I mean, it was just a few dogs here and there, and I know probably your highest week, you probably took care of 26, 7,
Something like
8,
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, doing that all on her own, that's everything from beginning to end, bathing, grooming, all the parts of it, and she's done a great job with it. I'm really proud of her.
Hey.
Good job, Evan.
One last question.
Uh-oh.
It's not hard.
Normally they say the hardest questions for the last.
Where would we want to travel to next? I mean, last year, traveling. Last year we took a huge family vacation, like a few months after he met my family, and we all went to Gulf Shores, Alabama, and stayed a week.
I don't know if it was bravery or stupidity. I just dove in. I'm like, sure, let's go to the beach with the entire family.
And we all stayed in one house. Like, there was, goodness, I don't even remember how many people. 11? 12?
I mean, we took 4.
Mm-hmm.
Your sister's family's 3, so that's 7.
Mom and Al.
That's 9.
Shirley.
10.
Yeah, so 10.
10, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody died. No fights.
Well, it was actually a pretty good week.
With the exception of the cold weather and the rain, and we didn't get to enjoy the beach as much as we really wanted to, but it was a nice, relaxing week away from everything. I think people miss the point sometimes. It's not where you go, what you do. It's about getting you out of daily life.
Mm-hmm.
And that we did, and we were successful in that, and we had fun, and we did things, so next trip.
Where do we want to go next?
I have no idea. My life is so buried in all of what we're doing right now. The house, having to do things in between work, so work, house, family, trying to manage all the ins and outs of that. Plus, once we do get over the hurdle of, getting the house set up, move-in ready, moving, and continuing that, because that's not something that's going to be set and done when we move in, but it's going to be a continual process for a long period of time. But still having to switch over. I mean, there's the house, then we're going to have to go through setting up, getting ready to move the business. And amidst all that, at some point down the road, we're going to have to start planning a wedding. So, I mean, there's so much going on this year. I mean, I don't know if it'll happen this year. But where would I want to go? I really don't know.
We've talked about Hawaii if we get a honeymoon, depending on everything. We've talked about Hawaii.
Never been there. That'd be nice.
I'm trying to talk him into Disney World or a cruise.
People.
Stop.
Just for the buy. That's why I'm ready to move to the country. I don't want a neighbor there and a neighbor over here and a neighbor across the road and a neighbor behind us. And I want to be where the people aren't, to flip a Disney line for you. Yeah.
You're such a pain.
I'm just saying. I mean, peace and quiet and, fresh air and wide open spaces. And
I love you.
going riding out west. Wait, no, there's too many people out there. They just got over that old fire ordeal out there. I mean, I'd stop well short of California, you know. A lot of great places in the West. I've been to some.
We could go to Disneyland in the West.
California. California.
Zachary.
I mean, at least they gave us Hollywood and a lot of good entertainment through that. But
On that note, that was the end of my questions.
I feel like I came unprepared. Like you just walked me into this, and
I know. Well, I wanted your genuine reactions to these questions. I didn't want you to think about it and it be rehearsed.
you know I'm going to ad lib everything anyway.
I know, but I wanted it more genuine.
Well, that's fair enough.
Thanks. So anyways, that's the end of this video. See you later.